COVID-19 variant with an unusually high number of mutations is sparking travel restrictions and shaking up global markets. Amazon workers used this Black Friday to protest their employer.
3 men have been convicted in the killing of Ahmaud Arbery, and Lauren Boebert suggested that Ilhan Omar was a terrorist in anti-Muslim remarks at an event. All this and more right here on WCTV.
And now, your 5 o'clock news on Channel 14.
Hello and welcome back to Channel 14 News. I'm Rebekah Vaughan.
And I'm Micah Leith. The local Eva K. Bowlby Library held their Cosmic Bingo event on Friday, November 19th. Community members and college students came out together for a night full of glow-in-the-dark fun. WCTV's Rebekah Vaughan was there to see who was winning and who was going home empty-handed.
I-27.
I hate this game.
Oh gosh, I love doing bingo night.
O-70.
Because it's like, I love the black lights. I always wear something white. I love it. And I just love all the glow sticks that Zach brings, because then he makes them into cool little things. Normally we have like glasses and like little crowns.
N-40.
Bingo is a part of like my family for a long time. So for me to do it, I'm like, I'm finally behind the curtain. But Zach and Senior Life, they are the ones who sponsor it. So that's why we have all these cool prizes.
I-29. B4. G50.
My boards are rigged. Well, we played 4 games so far, and I haven't won anything, but spirits are still high. We'll keep trying. Oh, yeah. I'm having a good time. Got water and cookies and bingo.
What do you need?
Oh, yeah, like I'm gonna tell you, so you won't call it.
You need an N-34?
No.
I'm sorry. O-72.
Oh, bingo.
Ooh.
Well, you call all them in that whole time, never went, no.
Sorry. O-61.
Oh, yes.
O-67.
Bingo.
Ooh. Ruth, give them to me, Ruth.
Dang it. I hate this game. Well, out of 11 tough games, I didn't win any. I did still have fun. Yeah.
The next bingo event will be held in January, so stay tuned to the Bowlby Library's Facebook page.
Waynesburg students reverted back to a nostalgic part of their past 2 weeks ago to grab chalk and doodle messages and portraits into Johnson Commons. Ben Champ was there to see what the students etched into the pavement.
Hi, would you like to write a message of gratitude and what you're thankful for?
So this is Chalk the Block, and our message is message of gratitude. So we're having students kind of come and what they're grateful for this season and just for this year. So it's a nice way for students to kind of just come across campus and look down at a positive message to brighten up their day.
Well, I wrote down the message "The Lord reigns" just because very thankful recently for just His blessings on everything. Seen His providence a lot in this campus, and just wanted to express it.
A superhero-themed Woo's Line performance was presented in the G-Pack before students headed home for Thanksgiving break. WCTV's Colin Rhodes was at the event.
Improv comedy is always a fun and chaotic way to get a laugh. The cast of Woo's Line held a superhero-themed show on November 18th in the Goodwin Performing Arts Center for Waynesburg University students in attendance. Cast members of Woo's Line dressed up as various superheroes and pop culture icons and performed such skits as Press Conference, Let's Make a Date, and Scenes from a Hat. The audience enjoyed it immensely, as heard in their roaring laughter throughout the show. They were even able to participate as well by writing prompts for Scene from a Hat and giving two props a purpose in another sketch.
My favorite part of the night, I have to be honest, it was just seeing the dating game and then all of a sudden Joe trying to act as Alex's mother. That was pretty funny.
Everyone has strengths in different things. I know Lily, who was Paul Blart, she does really good with the word play, and but then Tony, does really good with the kind of physical comedy. So.
The Malanky Award was given to the best cast member at the end of the night, although it wasn't safe from a challenge by another superhero. The members had to use audience-written lines in a scene for the final skit. All in all, the show was filled with jokes, laughter, and a positive attitude that not a single person left without. Colin Rhodes for WCTV 14.
That's all we have for campus and region news. When we come back, we'll have news from around the nation. A new COVID-19 variant with an unusually high number of mutations is sparking travel restrictions and shaking up global markets. The World Health Organization just gave it a name, Omicron. Now the U.S. is following the lead of other nations, including the EU, by restricting travel from 8 African countries come Monday. Rebekah Vaughan reports on the characteristics that has scientists worried and the overall uncertainty about the new strain.
The World Health Organization is naming an emerging coronavirus variant, first identified in South Africa, Omicron. International scientists have designated it as a variant of concern.
The next couple of months are going to be up to us.
While Omicron is rapidly spreading in parts of South Africa, Dr. Anthony Fauci said the new strain doesn't appear to be in the U.S.
There's no indication that it is right now.
The strain has an unusually high number of mutations, more than 30, in the key spike protein, the vital structure the coronavirus uses to attack cells.
So right now you're talking about sort of like a red flag that this might be an issue.
Experts fear this heavily mutated variant could be more transmissible and reduce the effectiveness of vaccines. Vaccine scientists are already testing the variant and expect to learn more in a matter of weeks.
We don't know right now, but we're going to find out for sure.
The heads of Pfizer and its German partner, BioNTech, have said the companies can adapt their vaccine within 6 weeks. The uncertainty is rattling investors. At opening bell, Wall Street deep in the red. The Dow falling more than 900 points at close, and global markets fell sharply Friday. Experts warn while it's too early to know the exact threat of this variant, it's not too late to get vaccinated. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
Scientists at BioNTech expect more data on Omicron from lab tests within 2 weeks. It will let them know whether the variant can escape immunity and require that they tweak the vaccine. The companies have said they could begin shipping first batches of an updated vaccine within 100 days if needed. Competitors AstraZeneca, J&J, Moderna, and Novavax all say they are studying the new variant.
A long time coming. That's how Ahmaud Arbery's father reacted to the guilty verdicts handed down to the 3 men charged with killing his 25-year-old son while he was out for a jog in a neighborhood outside of Brunswick, Georgia in February of 2020. Daryl Forges is outside the courthouse with the latest.
After more than 11 hours of jury deliberations.
Guilty.
Ahmaud Arbery's mother appearing to mouth silent prayer as a judge reads out the verdicts against the 3 men charged with her son's murder, sinking her head into her chest as she weeps. All 3 men involved in her son's death have been found guilty by a jury, and all 3 now face life in prison.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Travis McMichael, guilty. We, the jury, find the defendant, Greg McMichael, guilty. We, the jury, find the defendant, William R. Bryan, guilty.
Outside the courthouse, supporters cheered as the verdict was announced and greeted Arbery's parents in celebration.
You know him as Ahmaud. I know him as Quez. Yes. He will now rest in peace.
Amen.
President Biden reacted to the verdict in a statement saying, quote, "While the guilty verdicts reflect our justice system doing its job, that alone is not enough. Instead, we must recommit ourselves to building a future of unity and shared strength where no one fears violence because of the color of their skin." Attorneys for all three convicted men say they plan to appeal.
And that is a very disappointing and sad verdict for myself and for Bob and for our team. But we also recognize that this is a day of celebration for the Arbery family.
In Brunswick, Georgia, I'm Daryl Forges.
A sentencing date has not been set for the 3 convicted men of murdering Ahmaud Arbery. The McMichaels and Bryan now go on to face federal hate crime charges in connection with Arbery's death and are slated to go on trial for those in February.
Some Amazon workers used this Black Friday to protest their employer. They marched from Jeff Bezos' New York City home to Howard Schultz's penthouse. Bezos is the founder of Amazon, and Schultz runs Starbucks. This was part of a global day of protest called Make Amazon Pay. Organizers say Amazon has been profiteering during the pandemic, busting unions and committing environmental crimes. Rallies and strikes were organized in 20 countries, and workers went to Schultz's home in solidarity with Starbucks employees trying to unionize. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert refuses to back down from anti-Muslim remarks she made about Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. It all started when a video surfaced last week of Boebert suggesting that Omar was a terrorist. On Twitter Friday, Boebert apologized to anyone in the Muslim community that she may have offended. On Monday, Omar released a statement saying she had spoken on the phone with Boebert, but Omar called their conversation unproductive. She said that Boebert, quote, refused to publicly acknowledge her hurtful and dangerous comments, unquote. Boebert, however, took to Instagram to explain her side of the story. She said Omar asked for a public apology, which Boebert says she would not do. Boebert instead challenged Omar to issue an apology of her for some of the comments she has made in the past. An actor has joined the list of Oath Keepers charged for participating in the U.S. Capitol riot. James Beeks of Florida is charged with obstruction of Congress and unlawfully entering Capitol grounds. According to court documents, the 49-year-old regularly performed as a Michael Jackson impersonator. He also played Judas in a national tour of the musical Jesus Christ Superstar. According to court documents, once inside the Capitol building, Beeks worked with a group of Oath Keepers attempting to break a line of police officers guarding a hallway to the Senate chamber. Beeks has been suspended indefinitely from the cast of Jesus Christ Superstar, pending the outcome of the investigation.
President Joe Biden invited CEOs of numerous major retailers and grocers to discuss the upcoming holiday shopping season. According to a White House statement before Monday's meeting, the administration is focused on bolstering U.S. supply chains, helping keep prices down, and to make sure, quote, shelves are well stocked, end quote. During the roundtable event, Biden said he believes Americans are a little more optimistic this holiday season compared to a year before. Among the companies represented at the event, Best Buy, CVS Health, Mattel, and Walmart. A White House official says the president is set to give updated remarks on the economy on Wednesday. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is now recommending that all vaccinated adults should get a COVID-19 booster shot because of the recent emergence of the Omicron variant. The CDC said Monday that everyone 18 years of age and older should get a booster shot 6 months after their second dose of Pfizer's or Moderna's vaccine, or 2 months after the single dose of Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And for anyone who is not yet vaccinated, to get vaccinated as soon as possible. Previously, the CDC said people should get a booster if they are 50 and older or 18 and older and living in long-term care. Otherwise, it's advised that anyone 18 and older may get a booster. Now that should applies to everyone 18 and older. Scientists are still testing and learning about the Omicron variant. Omicron was first identified in South Africa last week. The U.S. began restricting travel from South Africa and several other countries Monday due to the latest variant of concern. Detectives in Los Angeles are investigating the disappearance of Heidi Plank, are now searching a landfill. Investigators served a warrant to search a specific area of Chiquita Canyon landfill. It could take anywhere from 7 to 10 days. Plank's ex-husband reported her missing on October 20th. The 39-year-old mother was last seen 3 days earlier. There is a video showing her walking down an alley downtown that day. Plank's dog was later found alone on an upper floor of a nearby high-rise. That's all for national news. When we come back, we have Caleb Yauger with business and entertainment. But first, we have Joe Venezaile outside with a brief weather update. Joe?
I'm here at Johnson Commons as we get ready to celebrate the annual tree lighting celebration here that Waynesburg University puts on. It's going to be a chilly night tonight, but I will keep you updated with the forecast later on in the newscast.
You're watching WCTV, where we aim to bring you the best local coverage of what you care about most. Everything from local businesses to hometown sports and the latest weather. We're keeping up to date with what you need to know about issues that affect our campus and our community. We're telling the stories that matter, celebrating our past, our future, and our potential. So tune in for all the latest buzz right here on WCTV Channel 14, Waynesburg.
Hello, I'm Caleb Yauger here with your business and entertainment update. Facebook whistleblower Frances Haugen is set to testify before a House subcommittee Wednesday. Her appearance will be coming during a hearing examining possible changes to the laws governing tech companies. The panel's name is listed as, quote, holding big tech accountable, targeted reforms to tech's legal immunity, end quote. It comes weeks after Haugen leaked what have been called the Facebook Papers to the Securities and Exchange Commission. In tens of thousands of pages, those internal documents shine a spotlight on the social media giant's problems, including hate speech and misinformation, groups using the platform to cause real-world violence, and dangers non-English speaking users face in politically unstable parts of the world. Haugen told senators last month she believes Facebook harms children, stokes division, and weakens our democracy. She also told attendees at a tech conference she believes CEO Mark Zuckerberg should step down. And Facebook claims the documents Haugen leaked provide a skewed image of the company's research and efforts. Canada's maple syrup industry is in a sticky situation. The Quebec Maple Syrup Producers, a leading trade group, says it is tapping into its reserves to deal with supply strains. The government-supported organization says it is releasing about 50 million pounds of syrup, almost half of its stockpile. Quebec produces about 73% of all maple syrup in the world. This year, about 133 million pounds of syrup were harvested, which is about the average, but sales have risen 21% compared to last year, leading to the shortage. With millions of people shopping online this Cyber Monday, security experts are reminding you to keep your guard up. Scammers and hackers are also browsing online, with some possibly using the ongoing supply chain issues to their advantage to try to steal money and private information. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan has 3 things you should do to avoid becoming a victim.
Beware before you click buy. With a record number of people continuing their online holiday shopping this week, experts say stay alert.
We get international scammers that are tapping into the U.S. market by looking for products that they know are in high demand and pretending to offer those just to get people's credit card information.
According to a survey from the National Retail Federation, 62.8 million people were expected to shop on Cyber Monday alone. Online retailers like Amazon are expecting huge online sales.
Last year, it was a record-breaking day for us on Cyber Monday, and we do expect it to be bigger and better this year.
That massive online demand, along with the ongoing supply chain crisis, has some shoppers concerned about availability. An online security expert, Douglas Parisi, says that desperation may leave holiday shoppers vulnerable against scammers and hackers.
The major carriers don't have the products, and so people start to look to third-party vendors, people that claim that they have several of these, and that should be a red flag. Is if somebody has something available that is very difficult to find. If they're not charging an exorbitant price, they're probably just scamming you.
Here's what he recommends you keep in mind to protect your money and personal data while you shop online. Number 1, shop only from trustworthy retailers with secure websites. 2, set up a separate email for online shopping only. And finally, use a credit card instead of a debit card for increased protection against any shady charges. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
2 more tips for increased online security. Keep your antivirus software up to date and have a different password for each online retailer and change it every year. Movie and music news now. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
Adele's 30 is red hot.
The singer's fourth album is the fastest-selling album of the year in the U.S. and the U.K., and it took just 3 days to become the best-selling album of 2021 in the U.S., according to MRC data reported by Billboard.
He would say something terrible, and then, boom, it would happen.
Encanto takes place in Colombia, where much of the voice cast has roots, including Wilmer Valderrama.
In my mom's lifetime, you know, for her to be able to see her heritage and her culture and her country portrayed on screen that way, it's everything.
To the girl with the mousy hair.
I met the girl I'm gonna marry one day. Paul Thomas Anderson's Licorice Pizza opened in just 4 theaters over the weekend, but it earned $335,000 in ticket sales. That's nearly $84,000 at each location, the best per theater average for any film since the pandemic began. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That's all we have for business and entertainment. Coming up next, we have Darrion Allensworth with your Waynesburg Sports Report.
You're watching WCTV, where we aim to bring you the best local coverage of what you care about most. Everything from local businesses to hometown sports and the latest weather. We're keeping up to date with what you need to know about issues that affect our campus and our community. We're telling the stories that matter, celebrating our past, our future, and our potential. So tune in for all the latest buzz right here on WCTV Channel 14, Waynesburg.
Hi, I'm Darrion Allensworth, and this is your Channel 14 Sports Report. This past Saturday, both the Waynesburg men's and women's basketball teams traveled to Latrobe to take on the St. Vincent College Bearcats. The Lady Jackets struggled out of the gate early against the Bearcats. They trailed 13-3 with just over 5 minutes left in the first quarter. The Jackets cut the lead to 9 following the 2 free throws made by junior Leighton Croft to make the score 21-12 at the end of the first quarter. The 3 ball started to go down for Waynesburg in the second quarter when senior Casey Castrol knocked down a 3-point shot with 8 seconds left to end in the first half to bring the score to 36-27 in favor of St. Vincent. St. Vincent started the second half firing out of the gate and had a 14-point lead for most of the third. Waynesburg battled back though, bringing the lead down all the way to 2 with seconds left in the fourth. St. Vincent managed to hold on though to finish the game with Waynesburg losing 72-67. Although it was a loss, there were some bright spots for the Lady Jays. The team shot 9 of 16 from the arc, and a big part of that was Casey Castrol. Castrol had a career-high 22 points, going 7 of 10 from the field and 4 of 5 from 3. The Lady Jackets fall 0-6 overall and 0-1 in the PAC. Their next game is tomorrow at 5:30, where they travel to take on Grove City. The Yellow Jackets dominated on both sides of the ball that led to a 74-48 road victory at St. Vincent on Saturday. Senior guard Matt Popek became the 35th member of Waynesburg's 1,000-point club, and sophomore Anton Baker dominated the glass in the victory with 16 boards. 6 of those were offensive, with just 17 minutes off the bench. Popek not only reached the 1,000-point mark, but did so with his second 30-plus point performance in his last 7 games, going back to last season. The veteran baller piled up a game and team season high 36 points on 14 of 24 shooting that included an efficient 5 of 10 effort from 3-point range. He also pulled down 9 boards and had 3 assists. His 36 points are the second most scored in a single game by any PAC player this season. The Yellow Jackets improved to 3-2 overall and 1-0 in PAC conference play. Their next game is tomorrow at 7:30 against Grove City. That is all for sports. Next is Joe Venezaile with the weather.
Hello everyone, Joe Venezaile here giving you your WCTV weather. With snow this morning, will we see winter coming to fruition on campus? Well, that is not completely the case as we look into tomorrow. High of 48 degrees, 60% chance of rain throughout the day with a low of 42. Thursday, we look into warmer weather, high of 58, partly sunny with a low of 37. We take a look into the weekend as well. Friday, high of 48, mostly sunny with a low of 38. Saturday, another high of 48. We drop below freezing in the evening with a low of 28 degrees. Overcast throughout most of Saturday. Sunday, we expect more showers, high of 45, low of 36 with a 40% chance of rain. Start of next week, sunny day, but we see December settling in with a high of 39 and a low of 27. Tuesday, high of 43, low of 37 degrees. This has been your WCT Weather Report. I'm Joe Venezaile.
I don't know about you, Micah, but I am very excited for the winter weather to be coming in.
Well, it's definitely not great to drive in, but it does do a great job of getting you in the holiday spirit for sure.
Yeah, and I love that. This is our last episode of the newscast for the semester. As the producer, I would like to extend a huge thank you to everyone who has been talent for this show for the semester, and everyone who has created packages to be aired as student-created content, and everyone who has worked behind the scenes to make this show possible. We wouldn't be able to put on the show that we do without these people. From myself and everyone here at WCTV, have a wonderful, relaxing, and cherishable holiday season. Thank you.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.